you get ready for this game tonight. You look pretty happy after the game in Detroit the other evening, and I'm sure that you are right now because it seems that your team is starting to put together that overall team game that you want to see night in and night out.
Well, you can start to feel better about the results that you're getting based on how you're playing. The process from the first drop of the puck in the first period till the final horn in the third, that whole process that happens in between is a lot better. The commitment and executing and discipline, all the words you want to throw on top of it. But overall, as a group of the 19, 20 guys that are playing the game, the commitment, the execution part of it is much better.
Your lines this morning looks like you're going to go with the same thing that you did against Detroit the other night. I want to ask you about Jeremy Morin. A lot of people wanted to know before the game on Tuesday what you thought of his game. You said, well, I haven't seen him play yet. Well, now you have. What did you think of his debut?
Well, I think there's something there. Watch him play. There's good offensive instincts, and there's going to be a mistake here or there. He's a new guy coming in, trying to understand the systems and maybe just sometimes the verbiage and how we talk. It might be similar, but the way that we talk might be a little bit different, little tweaks here and there. So there was a couple of mistakes, but overall, I think the energy and the physicality and to me, there's something in him that you see. And again, we'll be judging and assessing tonight after the game too. But from what we saw, it's a guy that could help us out in the offensive zone.
Cam Atkinson was I thought he played to all of his strengths the other night. He used his quickness and his speed. He was making things happen. Did you feel that that's the kind of game that he's got to put in and night out, and if he does, he's going to see some great success here?
What I found in watching Cam over the past 3 seasons or so is when he's a real impactful player, it seems like the puck just finds him out on the ice. And, a puck might be bouncing in a scrum, but it seems to end up on a stick somehow, and a lot of that is his hard work, but it's understanding where he needs to go, and he's obviously figured out how to have success at every level. He's not an overly big guy, but he's got speed and quickness, and in order to score, and he's a goal scorer, you got to go to the hard areas, and he's done that. And overall for the 30 games that we've played, most of the games that we've played, he's been really consistent with his game and using his speed and his quickness to create some separation and then find ways to create offense.
When we were in Washington last week, you told me before the game we've got to stay out of the penalty box. This is the number 2 power play unit in the league. A week later, they're the number 1 power play in the league. You guys didn't stay out of the penalty box very well in that game, although you didn't have to pay a price for it. Do you even talk about that with the guys, or is that beyond talking about? They know where they stand, and they know that they've got to do better in that department than they did a week ago.
We posted up a scoring chance sheet from the previous 2 games that we played them, and there's a big discrepancy in the number of chances that they get on their power play compared to what we've gotten, and it's just because we've given them opportunities, and they're very good at what they do, and their execution, understanding. They've worked together, and they've got a top-end guy on the half wall who's one of the best passers in the league, and they got great shooters. So whichever way he goes, it becomes almost a scoring chance right away. We will talk about it again. We did a much better job in Detroit. Detroit power play was going really well, but we can't give them opportunities. In the 2 games that we played in their building, they had a 5-on-3, I think 2-3 minutes into the game. So our start is going to be important, but how disciplined we play will add to that.
Well, before I let you go, I want to ask you about your power play. It checks in at number 6 in the league coming into this game tonight. Do you like the way they're executing 5-on-4?
When you go back and watch, it's coming up the ice and getting into the zone doesn't seem to be a problem for us. We've done a pretty good job. We aren't perfect every game. Our first power play in Detroit, you got to tip your hat to them. They had a good game plan coming in, and they were able to make it difficult for us, and we turned a lot of pucks over. We had too many breakouts. We got better as the game went on, but overall, our power play has been doing. It's been the one real consistent thing about our game is going in and our execution and finding ways to score goals. We don't score like power play goals maybe like Washington does, where it's tic-tac and then, somebody's one-timing. We have scored a couple of those, but more, it's blue-collar. It's getting pucks to the paint, and we got guys that'll battle and compete in that area.
Oh, that being said, what would you give to get maybe a 2-goal lead with a minute left in regulation in a game like tonight?
What would I give?
Yeah. You haven't been in that situation. You've got to overtime 4 times in a row, 2 shootouts.
Well, that's I think adds to the character of our team, is finding ways to win hockey games and finding ugly ways to win hockey games, finding good ways to win hockey games, finding hard ways to win hockey games, and we've done one, two, three of them, on different nights. And for me, it doesn't matter how it gets done. I'd rather have it more pretty than ugly. As far as our execution and how we play the game, the process being really good. When we do that, you're setting yourself up for success.